Alright, let's talk about function transformations. So this is where you have one function, which is f of x. We call this original function. And then it's being added things into the front, the middle, or the end to create a new function. Okay, so they're asking us, so g of x right here is a new function. Okay, so the general rule is if the number is inside the parenthesis together with the x, since you have x minus, you need a positive number to make a 0, right? So you need to move to the right too. So this will go to the right 2 units. And then at the end, we either have up or down. If you have plus 7, then you go up 7. Okay? Again, if x minus, you go to the right. If at the end you have x plus, you go up 7. Okay, so the answer is D. We can also check our answer by graphing it. So to graph, first you're going to have to go to the left and delete the number after x or before x. And then now you're going to put this function in. So you click the one that next to number 9 right here so that you can get a q root, which is the one that have right here. On top you put 3 and on the bottom right here you put x and press enter. This is called the original function. Now to compare, you're going to hit tab, do the same thing, go to the left side and delete F12 and put G, type in G. So now you're going to put in the new function exactly how it looks. So you're going to type in F, parenthesis, x minus 2, close parenthesis, plus 7. Okay, let's compare to the new function. So here you see it's translating up and then move to the right 2 units. Okay, so we can confirm our answer that way. If you see a function like this, we do the same thing. You have x squared, f of x called original. It's transformed to create a new graph. G of x equals f parenthesis x plus 2 minus 5. X plus 2. So if you have x plus, you always go to the left because you need a negative number, right? So you go to the left 2 units. At the end, either go up or go down. So here we have minus 5, means it's going to translate down 5. Okay, so let's select our answer. We have left 2 and down 5. The answer is C. When you see a more complicated function, we can still do the same thing, right? If you're not really good with my bad, this is original. With the formula, then you can always graph and compare just like the first example we did. Okay, now this one I'm gonna teach you with the formula though. Okay, so negative mean reflect over x-axis. Okay, 2 over 3. Now 2 over 3, we don't care about the negative in front anymore because it just means it flip over, right? It just change direction. So now let's look at positive 2 over 3. If you have a top number, it's smaller than the bottom. The whole thing right here will make a number that's smaller than 1, okay? And you can confirm by checking with the calculator. To type it in and hit Control Enter, it's gonna show you the decimal, which is 0.66 repeating. Okay, so certainly this is less than 1. If you have a number that's less than 1 that is shorter, it's gonna be vertical compress. Okay, vertical compress if you have a smaller number than 1. Inside the parentheses, just like the first 2 examples, we have either go left or go right. Here you have x minus, so you need a positive number. Therefore, we're gonna go right 1 unit. Okay, so let's take a look at our answer choices. Now we can immediately cross out A and B because they say you have to reflect over the y-axis, which we never use y-axis in Algebra 2. Okay, the only one that reflect over is the x-axis. Okay, so now if you continue reading, you're gonna see the answer C right here have all 3 of them. Reflect over the x, vertical compress by 2 over 3, and then go into right 1. So at first you might notice this one is it have all of them. However, the factor right here is negative. Now, when we compare the factors, it's always going to be positive. Okay, negative just means I reflect over the x. That's it. So C is not the right answer. Even though they have everything that we ask, but have the factor is negative number, so we don't choose it. The answer is D. Okay, reflect over the x, vertical compressed by a factor of 2/3, translation right 1 unit. To graph that function, we're gonna do exactly the same thing. So delete the number, and then to get the absolute value function next to number 9, you're gonna press on that side and then select the one with the absolute value sign. Inside you're gonna put your variable is x. Okay, this is the original function. Now you're gonna hit tab, go to the left, delete the numbers. Also the function f you're gonna replace with g of x equals, and type in exactly like that. Negative 35 2/3 f parenthesis x minus 1. Okay, so now let's compare the new function. You see, it reflect over the x is getting like wider, so it's being compressed, and then it's moved to the right 1 unit. Okay, so that's how you confirm your answer. Now, for the example like this, when they given you the original function and they asking you to create a new function, right, based on these characteristics. So we're going to start by rewriting our original, which is f of x equals x squared. It's coming from right here. Okay, so your new function is going to look similar to that, except we're going to add things into it. So here you're going to start with x square. Reflection over the x-axis means you have a negative in front, so negative f of x. So I'm going to add a negative. Vertical stretch by a factor of 3. Every time you see factor, we're going to put them in front also. Okay, so this one you're going to put right in front of x squared. And then translation right 2 unit and down 5. So right 2 unit, it have to do with x minus 2. Down 5 mean at the end you have minus 5. Okay, so here you have parentheses. When it going right, then you're going to start adding the parentheses. However, the minus 2 is only going with the x. So we're going to erase the x squared right here and add the minus 2 and bring the square outside. At the end, we have down 5. That means minus 5. So this is our new function. Okay, after you got your new function, we get to evaluate them. So here we have g of negative 1 equals. That means whenever you see x, you take out x and replace by negative 1. So everything else stay the same except the x number. Now it's going to be replaced by negative 1 square minus 5. Now put all this in the calculator. Okay, when you put, you have to keep in mind this, all of this is y, and we don't put y. Okay, we don't type in y, we don't put y in there. We only gonna put this part when they see all the numbers. Okay, so you have this one is negative 3 times negative 3 squared, which is 9. So that's negative 27 minus 5 is negative 32. Okay, so you go here and you put your answer is negative 32. Alright, so that's how you do when they ask you to come up with the equation and then evaluate the value whenever x equals negative 1.